Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. When you come on, do say hello so I know you're with me. And if you're new, a very warm welcome. And do say where you're from. I'm just going to wait a few minutes for a few more people to join us. And if you are on, do say hello. Hello, Pam. Welcome. I don't need to ask where you're from. Oh, hello, Sue. Welcome too. Can you hear me okay? It would be lovely if you could just do a thumbs up to confirm that the sound is okay. I'm just waiting a few more moments. Good afternoon, Jeanette. Thank you very much for coming on. Hello, good. How are you, Sue? Are you okay? If you could confirm that the sound is okay, that would be really great. Good afternoon, Catherine. How are you? How lovely that you've been able to join us. You'll notice that I'm a bit earlier than usual, 1 o'clock rather than 2, because we've got rugby at 3. Good. I'm glad the sound is okay. Smashing. Right. So I'm going to get started. The sound is on and off. Well, Pam, why don't you sign out and come back in again, just in case it's you? Though saying that, we're living not far apart from each other, and I know what it's like in Kingsmead when it rains. The internet plays up a bit, so I'm just praying that it doesn't play up here. So try signing off, Pam, and coming back in again. All right? Yay! Rugby's on. We've had ladies this morning, haven't they, Catherine? And then it's the gentlemen this afternoon at 3. So let's get started, shall we? Right, now today is going to be a little bit different to usual. Normally I bring out a stamp set and I make some cards with it. Well, today, rather than use just a stamp set, I am going to use this paper pumpkin kit. Now, for those of you that don't know, paper pumpkin is a kit that is available every month in the US or North America. And very occasionally we get to have a global one, and it comes out, as I say, in all countries, and this is the one we've just had. It came out in North America, I think it was in October, but for us it came out a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, right, I'm going to get one and see what it's like, because I've never had a paper pumpkin before, and it comes in this lovely box, and you get a heap of stuff in it. Now this one actually costs £20. But when you first think of it, you think, that's a bit of a lot of money. And it's designed to make 8 cards, 4 of 2 designs. Now, £20 for 8 cards sounds a bit much, doesn't it, really? But I'll show you the cards that you can make in a moment. In the kit, it's what's called an all-inclusive kit. So you get a little stamp set, and it's a photopolymer one, and I've already put lots of them on a block. You get a little stamping spot, all right, and this one is just jade. You get some instructions, obviously. Then you get envelopes, and the envelopes in this case have got this lining on, okay? So you get 8 envelopes, and you also get 8 card bases, and the card bases are C6 in size, which is quite unusual. Then normally when things come to us, they are American sizing, but this is UK sizing, A4 sizing. And as you can see, one side is plain and the other side has got this gold foiling on it. Then you get lots of die cuts. These were little white sentiment pieces, and I've used lots already. Then you get some die cut flowers, and here they are. Okay, so you get to see those. You get a sheet of dimensionals and you get some glue dots. And when I first saw these, I did wonder what they were, but they're glue dots apparently. Okay. You also get some twine, all right, and you get 2 sheets of gold foil. Is it 2 sheets or is it 3? No, 2 sheets of gold foil die cut words. Now these come in different languages. There's English, French and German. Okay, and you can see there's still some here that I haven't used yet. And even though they're in foreign languages, I mean, if you've got friends abroad, that's brilliant, because it means you can make some cards and put the sentiment in their language. All right, and they're a nice thick gold foil. They're not flimsy, they're nice thick, so easy to pop out. What else do you get? I think that's all. Right, I think that's all. So that's all in the box. Now, us avid crafters, we're not just going to use the kit as they stand, are we? We're going to play with it and make even more with it. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to have a play and you're going to watch me, okay? So these are the 2 cards that if you followed the exact instructions that you get with your kit, these are the 2 cards that you would make. So you would make 4 of each of these. All right. Now, let me just show you some of the cards that I've already made. And I've made about 15. So what I've done is I've used some of the die cuts. Oh, and there's a die cut wreath as well. Thank you, Pam. So there's a die cut wreath as well. All right. So I've used the wreath. Oh, and that's right. You get some embossed pieces of card that are already pre-embossed. Okay. So I've made about 15 different cards already. And as you can see, what I've done is I've cut up the envelopes and I've used the inside of the envelopes and I have cut up the card pieces, and then I've just popped them onto ordinary A6 card bases. All right, so I'm going to make some more cards at any rate. All right, because although I've made 15, I have got heaps of stuff left. So I'm going to bring in an envelope. I'm going to bring in a card base. I will definitely need some twine. Oh, and what I've added is, so you need to know what I've added. I've added some Whisper White thick card bases that I've already cut up. I've got some, if I want to use them, I've also got some ordinary Whisper White that I've cut into a mat. And I've chosen to add some ink. So I've got Just Jade in the big size, Shaded Spruce, Cherry Cobbler and Crumb Cake, because those are the colours that are in the flowers and in the wreath. So first of all, let me show you how you can use the inside of the envelope. And I'm just trying to get everything out of the way. Okay, so let me bring in my trimmer. So what we're going to do now, if it gets too dark, I have got some new lights that I'm going to try out, but I think it's okay at the minute. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the sides of this envelope. All right, so I'll put it here so it's on the flat edge, and I'm not going to take off an awful lot with my trusty trimmer. Cut down, just taking off a little teeny slither, look, and then I'm going to turn it round, and I'm probably taking off about 1/8 of an inch. Hello Hazel, welcome. We are using the Joy to the World paper pumpkin kit, Hazel. Right, so now you can see the whole of the inside of the envelope. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this white piece. Right, I don't need that. I mean, I could save that and do some stamping on it if I wanted to, but at the moment I don't. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off this white bit at the edge because I don't need that. So I'm lining up that line with my cutting track, and I'm just going to go up there, and then I'm going to do this. How am I going to do this one? Then I'm going to go up to the top of my trimmer, which I don't know whether you can see, and I'm going to cut off the side of that. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this top piece here. Can you see? So this would be where the inside flap of the envelope, and I don't want to cut too much off. Like so. Right. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut either side of this little fold, because we don't want the fold to appear on our. Right, so that's fairly clean. So let's just trim off a little bit here. Oh, hello Linda, welcome. I've just waved to you. I don't know why sometimes it says wave to Linda or wave to a person, and the other times it doesn't. Right, okay, so now look, we have now got 2 pieces of pretty designer paper, and I've got lots of white scraps here. So that's that. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut up one of the card bases. All right, so again I'm going to just trim it either side of the score line. Okay, just because we don't want that bumpy bit. Right, come out there. There we go. So we will be using our trimmer again. So right now I have got a plain piece of crumb cake, and I've now got a piece that has this lovely embossing on it, and it's, although it feels kind of flattish, there is a there is a little embossed bit to it. So let's bring in a card base and decide what we're going to do. Now when I was looking through there, I discovered that there was a flower left. So let me bring in a flower from the box. We had a die cut flower left, didn't we? So let's dig it out. And we'll start with a flower. And I'm going to bring in a little piece of a die cut here. And these die cuts have even got a little stitched edge around them. So that is brilliant. So let's do it. Right, so I'm going to pop out this flower. Really nice. And the thing I notice is I've just popped that out from that bigger piece of card, and sometimes when you buy, you're very welcome Linda, you haven't missed an awful lot. I haven't actually started crafting yet, I've just been chatting. When you normally buy things that are die cut, you get these funny little bits where they join on, but look, there are none. It is so clean, you don't have to get an emery board and file them off. So I am really impressed with that. So what I'm going to do is, this is a A6 piece, and I think I'm not going to cover the whole of that up because that seems to be a terrible waste, and you know me, I do like lots of white space on my card. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, and I've got a piece of card stuck here, come out of the way, I am going to cut this at 2 inches, and our card base is 5 7/8 width. Cool, look at that, almost there. What perfect cutting. Let's just lay it on there. Can you see that fits on there beautifully? Lovely. Right, so what am I going to do now? Let's bring in our paper. How about if I put a little piece down the middle there, and then I can have our flower, and then I can have just a sentiment, something really, really simple. I might use a different sentiment because there are lots of on the stamps. Let me just show you the stamps. I don't know whether you can see. These are the stamps that you get. So you get another wreath that you can stamp. You get a little flower. So that means you could use this any time of the year, that flower, and the wreath you could use any time of the year. Then we've got joy, to yours, sending. So sending to you and yours. And then joy to the world, or sending joy to you and yours. So these are separate stamps. So, you know, it means you could make up your own little saying. And then you've got this lovely Merry Christmas, which is beautiful, I think. I do like it when you have 2 different fonts on the same stamp. And then this one, wishing you a very happy Christmas, filled with fun and laughter. Now, this stamp, I don't know whether you can see it, but there is a gap between each one here. So you can actually just stamp wishing you a very happy Christmas. And I will hopefully show you how to do that. All right. Now I have got a box full of bits of card. When I do my card cutting, I often end up with little bits of card. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in a bigger piece. And I'm going to do joy, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do joy. I think that will fit on there. Where's joy? It does indeed. I might even bring in a punch. We will see how we go. So I cut this to 2 inches. So I need to bring my trimmer back. And I am going to cut it to... If I cut it at 1 3/4... 1 3/4, then we'll still see some of the brown. Still see some of the brown underneath. So you do have to add some of your favourite liquid glue. All right. Oh, hello, Judy. Welcome. How are you today? Right. So I just want to cover up my nice grid paper. Judy, we are playing with the paper pumpkin kit. All right. So here we go. There we go. Now I'm going to add my red piece that I cut. Now this red has got writing on it, so be careful that you get the writing the right way up. Right, and I'm just going to put a squiggle of glue on there. Oh dear, oh I am sorry, Judy. Oh, poor you. Right, so that's going on there like so. Now what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to try and keep my glue so it's upside down. I'm going to bring in the flour. The flour's going to go there. And now let's stamp Joy. Now as I say, you do get a little stamping spot which is just jade, but rather than use that, I've got my Just Jade big stamp ink pad out, just because it's easier really. But I mean, that's a really useful thing, because I was thinking this would make a fabulous kit for somebody who perhaps has never stamped before, or who would like to have a go and wants everything included with it. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Gorgeous. Let me clean this stamp. So, because the only thing literally that you would need to add would be some card bases and envelopes, some glue, and a stamp block. And if you were thinking of giving it to somebody as a gift, let me know, and I will advise you which stamp block would be a good one to give them. Right, I'm just going to see whether this will fit on here. Yes, so I've brought in the Label Me Fancy punch, alright, which I love the shape of this, and I think this is nice. So I'm going to pop this on here. Let me just snip that edge up a bit. Okay. Nice. Righty-ho. So this is going to go on there, and that's going to pop on there. Cool. So in the pack, as I said, I'm just going to shut my ink pad up because I will stick my fingers in it. As I said, you will get some dimensionals, and I've hidden them. If I can't find them, I will get my own out. Oh. Here we go. Dimensionals. You get a whole sheet, and you can see I've just been using the dimensionals that came in the pack, and I've still got loads left. So let's put this dimensionals on here, and they're just like our normal dimensionals, so they haven't skimped on the quality at all in the pack, which is nice. So that's going to go on there, and that's going to go on there. Now let me just show you what have I done with them. There are some glue dots, and they're funny little glue dots. I'm going to use my own glue dots because they've sort of floated off somewhere and I can't find them. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to literally put a glue dot behind this little punch shape, and then I'm going to stick it onto the front of our card. I missed one there. So let's pop that in the middle there, like so. Nice. And then peel off the dimensionals. Oh, how lovely. Oh, I can see you've got your order coming, Hazel. How lovely. Pam, Mr. Brown delivery is UPS. When we have our orders coming, they're normally delivered by UPS, and they drive a brown van, and they wear a brown uniform. So we all call them Mr. Brown. It's just a thing we do, Mr. Brown. So there we go. There's that. Let's put a bow on it, because I can. A bunny ears bow. Oh, my fingers are a bit stiff today. It's raining and horrible. you ever see a UPS van down our way, Pam, you know it's probably coming to me. Okay. Right, so there's a bow, and I think I will pop that bow up there. So I think I might put it, or shall I put it there? Oh, sometimes I just never know where to put my bows. Now I'm going to put it on the flower. I'm going to roll a glue dot, just roll the glue dot into a little ball, get it onto your finger, and then when you've got a little bow like this, it's easier to stick it on the back of the knot when you've already got it into a ball like that, because you don't want too much showing. So I'm just going to put that there like so, trim off those ends. Okay, now at the moment I haven't put any bling or anything on there, but I would do normally, but I just didn't want to add too much to it at the minute. All right, so there's one card we've made. Yay, that didn't take too long, did it? Let's bring in another card base, and I've still got a piece of brown here, and I think what I'm going to do is now I've got a piece of plain brown, and I've got a piece. Shall we use this one this time? How about, yes, right. And I'm thinking on my feet, girls, because I've got none of these are planned except sort of in my head. Right, so I am going to do 1.5, and I'm going to do let's see, so that will go across there. Right, and I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to perhaps cut this at 2.5. Okay, oh, nearly dropped that on the floor. And I'm going to cut this into, so this measures 2 5/8. So if I cut this at 2 5/8, we get a square. Right. Okay. So 2 5/8, so that can go on there. Nice, and I think I had another flower left. So let's finish using up the flowers. I'm afraid I used up all of the wreaths when I was making all my cards up. They seem to just fall into my hand, and I thought I had another flower left. Yeah, I have another flower, last one. So let's do this. Right. So let's have this like so, and this time we'll do Merry Christmas. Isn't that flower beautiful? So pretty. Right, so let's stamp Merry Christmas. Now, is this big enough piece of, yeah, I think it is. Let's see if I've got a piece of card that's a bit narrower, so I don't have to actually do much cutting. Let's try this piece. Oh, I think I might be able to manage it. What colour shall I do it in? I have got here, I'm going to do it in Just Jade again. Okay. So now I'm going to try not to knock the camera because it's right at my head. So what I'm doing is I am looking through the stamp, so that hopefully I will get all of that onto that piece of card. What do you reckon? Have I done it? Yay! And that piece of card measures 3/4 of an inch. And if you cut your card bases, you end up with lots of bits that are 3/4 of an inch. It's just the way it works out. Okay. So that's going to go on there. So I don't need to, I think I need to do something with this end. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this on the diagonal like that. I could have done a fishtail and all of that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do that like so. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I found the glue dots. Right, I'm going to put them there. So shout at me when I say, where are the glue dots? Say they're down beside you, Wendy. Right, so let's put this on here. And if I can get it across the middle, great. And if I can't, oh, that's not too bad. Good. And then I'm going to put the square that I cut. So you can see already that by using the making up the card pieces and the envelopes, you can have hours of fun making up lots of cards. Right, that's going to go there. So let me use the glue dots this time. Right. So these are tiny, these glue dots, really small, very tiny. Oh, I got it stuck on my thumb. There we go. And they've got a little paper backing to them, and you just pull the paper backing off. What does the little ink look like? Okay, let me show you in a second, Sue. Whilst I can just get this, that's it, get the backing off of here, and I will show you. I will unwrap it. That's going to go on there, like so. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on my flower. And I'll put that one. There we go. That's like so. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to put a bow on it this time. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so there's another card done. And of course, oh, you know what I've done? Look, I've done an Australian card. So how do I remedy that? I bring in my trusty trimmer. And I'm going to trim it down. Hold on. And then what I'm going to do is I bring in another card base. Now what I could do is I could put it onto a coloured card base if I wanted to. So what I'm going to do is to make it look like less like I made a mistake, which I did. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut off a little bit of it all the way around, like so. I'm just cutting off just probably about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then I'm going to put it onto a card base. And I've got the fold on the right side this time. Now that's going to sit on there, look. Oh, nearly. Going to sit on there. And it looks like it's meant to be on there, like. Right. So let's bring in some glue. Like so. Yeah, it happens to us all. You're absolutely right, Hazel. You're absolutely right. Sometimes we just get too excited and we plough on without checking, don't we? Right, there we go. So let's get rid of these bits. We don't need those. And I've now got a piece of Whisper White Thick that I could use for something. So there we go. There's another card. So that's our second card. Now let me get the little ink spot. Can you see it's sealed down the sides here? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my scissors in, and I'm going to just cut one of the sides and then cut the other side. It off. This should lift off. Oh, not coming apart. Oh, right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like, Sue. A little miniature ink pad, right? And it's obviously got ink on it, just jade. All right. And what I would say is, if you use little ink spots, always put the lid back on it again. Did you hear that little click? They do dry out if you leave the lid off. They're not as forgiving as the bigger ones, but it's a really useful thing to have. If you haven't got any ink at all, just having one in the kit means that you can do some stamping with. And just jade, I think, is a beautiful colour. All right, and we actually do a selection of ink spots that you can buy that have got lots of different colours in. And when you're first starting, you know, it's a good way of starting off your collection of ink colours. All right, but I've sealed mine back up again. I'm going to carry on using the big one just because I've got a bit of stamping to do, and I'm happier with the big one. All right, now let's see, what am I going to do next? So I need a card base. I've still got some red, and I've still got some bits of card left. All right, so let's do another card. What about, oh, I tell you what, why don't we do this? One, two, how big is that? I know what I'll do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Oh, how big is this? This is 5 7/8. What's that in thirds? I'm going to cut it into 2.5. 2.5 is 5. Yeah. I'm going to cut it 2.5. Is that 5 3/4? So if I cut it 2, 4, 6. If I cut it 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4. Yes, that's right, Hazel. You can. Yes. They are the little ones are really good. If you haven't got any ink colours, as I say, they're a brilliant way to start. You know, you've then got lots of different colours. I've got a feeling the mixture is from different colour families, isn't it, Hazel? Because you got them, didn't you? Right, so that's going to go on my card base. They're going to go on there. They're going to go on there. So I have now got three little, can't count, 3 little boxes. Right, I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Now, I am going to keep this like so. There you go, Sue. Hazel's got some and she can confirm that they're good. Right, so this measures 1.5. So I am going to cut this to 3/4 of an inch. So each of these lines is 1/4 of an inch. Now obviously I don't have a straight line, so I'm going to use the line on my trimmer to cut this at 1/4 of an inch. Like so. Donk. I'm going to put this here, making sure that my words are up the right way and my fold is on the right side of my card this time. 3 brights, 1's a neutral. Oh, right, okay. Sue, if you need to have a chat about it later, I could always give you a ring. There we go, so that's what I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to have that like that. Yeah, I'd like to know if any of you are crafting. Are you crafting? You're just watching for now, are you, Linda? Okay. Are you crafting, Pam? Oh, that's going to go across there, like so. You're watching, having your lunch, Hazel, right? Okay. I bet Judy's doing something. Judy normally sits and does something. Right, so I'm going to try and put that in the middle-ish. I better put these on here before I... Yeah, that's okay. So I do the middle one first. You're just watching, are you, Catherine? Yeah. Having a relax. Good. And don't forget, everybody, did you notice on my Facebook page I posted that on the 24th there is a 24-hour sale. It actually starts for us on the 23rd of November at 11 o'clock at night. So if you want something, I would wait until the 23rd and pop your order in then, because you get 10% discount, which is great. I mean, if we demonstrators get that 10% on top of our discount, yay! So that's really good. Right, so there we go. Now, what am I going to put in those boxes, I hear you ask? Oh, did you look that up, Hazel? You are good. Brilliant. Well, that's a nice selection of colours, isn't it? Nice selection of colours. I think Coastal Cabana was one of the colours that you had, and Daffodil Delight, in your card that you had when you joined, Sue. Right, I am going to stamp some flowers. So I need a piece of Whisper White. Da-da. I thought I had some Whisper... Oh, right. So I'm going to bring in a circle punch. I got my 1.5 inch circle. Yeah. So we've got a 1.5 inch circle punch in the catalogue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch 3 circles. And hopefully they will fit. Yay, look, they'll fit on there. Good. Right, okay. So I'm going to bring in, what shall I use? I am going to use shaded spruce this time, and I am going to stamp the 3 flowers on these circles, but I'm not just going to stamp them, you know, I'm going to stamp them willy-nilly. Oh, you've got the catalogue there. Just in case you feel like looking at it. Okay, so let's have another one. Good. Right. Now, we haven't actually got anything to stamp with. To colour in with. We've got our inks, and I am going to suggest that you use Wink of Stella. Now, Wink of Stella is not one of those things that I use an awful lot, and I should do, because it is brilliant. So somewhere I have got a Wink of Stella. So I'm going to bring in my cherry cobbler ink, right, and what I'm going to do is I've got another block here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this like a painter's palette. So I'm just literally going to tap and get some ink onto my block, and I'm going to bring my Wink of Stella, and I'm just literally, hopefully I'm just going to work my Wink of Stella into that red ink, and let's see, and I'm going to colour my flowers. So you have it all packed and ready to go down there, do you, when you go, Hazel? It's like when we used to go on holiday when we used to come down here on holiday to our caravan. To be honest, there was more of my card making supplies than clothes. It was the first thing to get put in the car, the first thing to be unloaded as well. Charles used to get quite cross, and I always used to say, well, we got plenty of room in the boot. So I'm literally just using Wink of Stella to colour in my flowers. Now, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. Can you see yeah, you can just about see the glitter on there, alright? So I'm going to do all the flowers first, and just keep bringing in more ink. There's another one, and there's another one. And when I was talking about the sale, the paper pumpkin kit is going to be included in the sale. So if you would like to buy one, that would be a good day to get one, because it's going to be 10% off. So let me just clean my wing Castella. There you go. Just need to make sure I get the tip clean. Just doing it, rubbing it in my... Okay. So that's ready to use next time, and I'm going to clean my block on my chamois, and I've managed to get ink on my fingers now. So there we go. So let's bring in, now what we might be able to do is we might be able to just pull some of the colour from the leaf. Yeah. So I don't even need to take any ink from the ink pad. I can just pull some of the ink for the leaf from the image that we've already stamped. There we go. Cool. Right, so let's bring in like that. So that's just going to be like so. Cool. Try and get them sort of so they're not all in the same direction. Let's have one at the top side, and they're going to sit on there. Now what am I going to do for my sentiment? Now I said I would show you how to do wishing you a very happy Christmas. So let me bring in a piece of Whisper White. Bring in a couple of pieces. Now the stamp, as you can see, the stamp is huge. Alright, but the bit that we want is just the top two lines. Let me stamp it on. Now, if I stamp the whole thing, right, that's the stamp, alright. Now what you could do is you could stamp the whole thing, and you could actually, with a trimmer or with some scissors, you could cut it out each line individually and put them onto your card, which would be quite nice. Or you could just do the top two lines. Now what I want to do, I'm just going to clean that because I want to make sure that what I discovered when I was doing this the other day was, if you use the edge of your ink pad, you can look through your stamp, and you can just, if you're very, very careful and don't breathe, and I'm hoping I have only got ink on the top two lines. Now I am only going to use this, so let's, have you got your fingers crossed, girls? Ta-da! What do you reckon? So you have now got a two-part stamp. Isn't that brilliant? That is so clever. Right, now I am going to put this on here. And it's too long, so I'm going to trim a bit of it off. Where's my little trimmer? So I'm going to trim a bit of this off. I don't want too much white. Da-da. Oh, by the way, you can start breathing now, girls. Right, here you go. There's my little sentiment. And how about if I put a little bit of red behind it? And you will have seen me do this before. Get the classic label punch. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp a little shape and then oh, let me clean that. Right, okay. And I'm going to cut this in half. Where are my scissors gone? Ooh, oh, there are my scissors there. So I'm going to cut this in half, like so. And then this is just going to poke out the end here. So I'm going to, what am I going to put it on with? I think I'm just going to use a bit of glue. And what I'm looking for is a silicone mat. And I know I've got one up here somewhere, because I'm sure I saw it earlier on. Talk amongst yourselves, girls. Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it on my shelf. Okay. In fact, do you think I could put some little dots or something on there? Because in this set of stamps, I'm sure there's a little dotty one. What have I done with my stamps? Yeah, there's a little, 3 little dots, look. How about if we put those on? Let's bring in a little. Okay. I can't help it, Pam. I do talk to myself when I'm crafting. There we go. Okay. Right, so there's one piece. Where did the other bit go? Oh, where did my bit go? I've got to do another one. Or did it fall on the floor? No, not on the floor. Oh, I'll just do another one. It'll turn up in a minute. I guess it's because it's got a white back to it. Oh, there it is. See? As soon as I said it's got a white back to it, I found it. Right, so I'm going to put that there. Yeah. So that's going to go on there. And then a bit on this one here. And then I'm going to put that like so. So it's, hopefully it will look like occupational. Yes. Sometimes it's the only sense you get, Pam. Isn't that the saying? The first sign of madness is you start talking to yourself. The second sign of madness is looking for hairs on the back of your hand. And do you know what the third sign of madness is? Finding them. Right, here we go. So that's going to go on there, and then let's put my bits on here. Right, I'm going to bring in my scissors. Oh, hello, Pauline. Welcome. We started early today, I'm afraid. Is it 2 o'clock? Yeah, we started at 1 o'clock today, so you've missed a little bit. So you'll have to go back and watch the replay, because I am playing with a paper pumpkin kit. How are you, Pauline? Right, so these bits around the edge are just one long strip. So literally all I've done is I've cut them up into smaller pieces. All right. Now I could do with a long strip to put on there. So let's look. So that can go on there. That can go on there like that. Oh, that's going to go on there. The third sign is counselling it. Oh, Pam. Right, now where did I cut those bits? There we go. So you can use every bit of the sheet of dimensionals. cut these bits up, put them on there, and so I need to cut some more bits up. Right. Yes, you can, Pam. And I shall be putting in an order on the 23rd. I'm going to stay up. Well, I'm always up at late any rate. But I shall be putting in an order. So if you'd like me to include you on my order, let me know afterwards. In fact, we can talk about it on Monday, can't we? When we're having our chat. And yes, I can order one for you. If anybody else would like me to order theirs for them, give me a call and I can take your details and I can actually do your order for you. If you live locally and you want me to order it for you, and you can come and do a porch pickup, I'm happy to do that as well. So there we go. What do you think? Another card. Do you think I need to put a bow on that middle circle? I do. I'm going to put a bow on the middle circle. Okie dokie, Pam. So let's do. Yeah, Hazel, I know you have. No, don't worry. Don't worry. There we go. There's a nice little bow. Bring in a glue dot. What did I do with my glue dots? There we go. So a glue dot. So, did I roll that? Oh, I've got it on the end of my finger. Roll it into a ball and stick it on the back of that knot, like so. And I'm just going to pop that on that flower, like so. So there we go. There's another card. Right. So we've made 3 cards, and literally all I've really added is some ink and some card to make some card bases. Oh, you're obviously going to need some envelopes because I've cut the envelopes up. But you know, I think it's a really brilliant set. Right, now what I'm going to do is I've still got some bits left that I cut up. So I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, I've got that bit. Right, so let's do another card, shall we? So, I'm going to use the wreath this time. Now, the wreath, can you see, here's the wreath. And I have discovered it fits beautifully onto one of the scallop circles that's in the layering circles set. And so what I did was, if I can just find them, I've actually, oh, I've forgotten we've got some embossed bits left. Oh. Right, I thought I had actually die cut some circles, and I'm sure I did. What did I do with them? Bear with me, girls. Bear with me. I'm trying to put the cards that I've made in a safe place so I don't. Right, let me bring the box in. I will show you the circle that fits them beautifully. Oh, I've got another piece of embossed card there. Oh, and this time I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this gold stuff. Right, here we go. So this is one of the layering circle dies. If I show it to you. So this is the set of layering circle dies. You get scalloped ones and you get plain ones, and they nest into each other. And I think this is the one I've used. Yeah, that's the one I've used. All right, so it's the second one down from the biggest lot. So just get this out of the way for a second. So bring in a card base. You're gonna give yourself a Christmas present, are you, Hazel? Right. So what I'm going to do is let's do the stamping for the wreath first. So I'm going to stamp the wreath in shaded spruce, right? And I'm just layering it up on here like so. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely. I do like shaded spruce. I think it's quite a Christmassy green. And it's ideal obviously for trees, but it's a nice green. Right, now I'm going to bring in that little one with the red on it, the shaded spruce, that's the one. I'm going to put some little dots on here. Right. Yeah, what do you think? Shall I have another one there? There we go. Yep, I think that's enough. So now I've got some little berries on my, or could be little fairy lights on my wreath, whatever. So I'm going to do some colouring, and again I'm going to use my Wink of Stella, and because I've just stamped this, I should be able to just pull a bit of colour on those leaves there, just to add a bit of sparkle there. It's funny, Wink of Stella I go in fits, and then I don't use it for months on end. And I saw it on my shelf, I think it was last week when I did the snowflake one. I thought, oh, Wink of Stella, perfect. So I'm just adding pulling a little bit of colour for those leaves. Oh, okay, Sue. Have a lovely lunch. You can always watch the end of it later because it will be on. It will be on the Facebook group, and I will be putting it onto YouTube as well. So you're very welcome to go and look at it later, okay? Oh yeah, you've got your £4 card as well. I've got a £4 voucher as well to use. So I shall be using that. There we go. There we go. So I've added just a little bit of sparkle. Don't think you can see it as very tiny amount of sparkle to that. So let's just clean that off. I think I need to squeeze a bit more out. Oh, that's rather a lot. Oh, get a tissue and wipe some of that up, because I know what will happen. I'll stick my finger in it. I'm going to go round those leaves again. Now I've got a bit more juice out of my Winker Stella, and I'll see if I can get a bit more sparkle on them. There we go. Just added a bit of sparkle to them. Lovely. And I'm not, you know, I'm not particularly fussy where I do it. Just so that's good. Dry it up a bit. Good. Now let's bring in our card. So I've done that. I haven't done the sentiment. Do I want a sentiment? That is the question. Sentiment, yes or no? Shall I put that down there? Put that in the middle like so. Oh, nearly put that up the wrong way round. Let's do that. How about that? Put that up there. That on there, like so. How about we put some... Oh, no. How about we wrap a bit of twine around here? So I'm going to bring in a bit of Seal Plus. I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Plus there. A bit of Seal Plus there. Plus there. And I'm going to wrap a bit of twine around there. Cut that off. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Right. So that's going to go on there. I don't want to... Right, so I'll put some glue on here. You can just see the sparkle, yeah. The reason I like Winker Stella is it's not too sparkly, it's not too in your face. It's quite a gentle sparkle, I think. Okie dokie, that's going on there. Yes, I'm the right way around. That's going on there. See if I can get it straight. Like there. That's going to go on there. That will keep that in place. Lovely. Okay. Put some glue on it. That's going to go on there. Right, so that's going to go on there like so. And I'm forcing that down just there where the twine is. It's a very fine twine, so even though it's underneath there, you can feel it, but you can't really see it, can you? So that's pretty good. Right, this is going to go on here like so. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals behind it. Oh look, I've nearly used up my sheet of dimensionals. So if I chop them in half, chop those in half like so. I can get one that side. There's another corner bit there. Use that up. Don't want to waste any of it. Let's see. Let's cut another corner bit. There we go. Another corner bit. There you go. That's fine. And that's going to sit in there like so. That's going to sit on there. Now, do we need a sentiment? I think we probably do. So what shall I put as my sentiment? How's about I am going to use the big stamp, and I'm just going to use, I'm going to try and cut out Very Happy Christmas. So I need a piece of Whisper White. Did I have a piece of Whisper White? I don't know if I did or not. And I am going to do it in Shaded Spruce. So if I get this kind of straight on my piece of card, if I get my stamping straight, it will make it easier when I do my lining up for my cutting, won't it? So, okay. Okay, right. So now what I need to do is I need to decide what I am going to trim this with. Let's try with the, what's that? The rugby starts at 3 o'clock. So I've got a little while yet. They're doing all their chit chat at the moment, so I don't mind missing the chit chat. So I want that. I want just Very Happy Christmas, or I might even just do Happy Christmas. Let's see if I can. Yep. Let's do Very Happy Christmas. Okay. I'm going to cut this because maybe I could put 2 on. Let's have a look, see. Let's see what this looks like, shall we? Wishing you a very happy Christmas. So how about if I do wishing you a very happy Christmas. That looks good, doesn't it? Now I'm going to use ordinary, I'm going to use little mini, the mini, if I can find them in my, yeah, I'm going to use the little mini dimensionals. I think they'll just be easier. Let's bring a pokey tool out, because this is quite a thin piece. So let's put some, so I want that to go, so I need to put some from this end, so, and then I'm probably going to need a glue dot on this end. So can you see what I'm doing? I'm layering it up. So this, because this is raised up on a dimensional, so I need to have this end flat and this end raised up on a dimensional too. Right, so that's that one. So let's put that like so. Like So, and then this one, I think I can just get away with dimensionals on this. I just leave a bit of a gap. Okay. And I managed to put the blue dots, the dimensionals on the wrong end. Never mind. There we go. What do you reckon? Pretty good. And I think that would look lovely with some jewels or some, some bling on it, just to give even more pop to that wreath, I think. Right, I'm going to do one more card, girls. Just one more. Right. And I have now got no coloured bits left. But I've still got some left in the box. I have still got a card base left, and I've still got an envelope left, and I've still got some embossed bits left. So you really can go to town with this this box and make loads and loads. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of a simple stamping card, right, with just card base, and I'll put a Whisper White layer like so, and I'm just going to do some stamping on it because we haven't done an awful lot of stamping really. So what am I going to do? Shall I do the wreath? No, I'm going to use the flower because we haven't used the flower very much. Where's the flower gone? There it is. How about if I'm going to do my normal, where I like to do these opposite corners. So that's what I'm going to do. And in fact, I could use that and put that in the centre, couldn't I? I've just cleaned it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to ink it up again. And I'm going to ink it with Shaded Spruce. We'll put this, and you'll notice I did say this last time we were together. I tend to put my 3 o'clock, Kath. I do tend to put my sentiments on my block diagonally rather than straight, because I find if I put them straight, my eye is drawn to one of the straight edges, and I guarantee it will stamp crooked. So because I've got nothing for my eye to catch on to, because I'm doing it on the diagonal like so, my eye is looking at the stamp rather than the block. All right, and I'm going to put that hopefully in the middle like so. See what I mean? Not bad. Not bad. Right. This won't take long. So now what I'm going to do, I did have, and I don't know whether I told you, but I've got crumb cake. There's one of the colours that I had out, because the card is crumb cake. So I'm going to stamp the flowers in crumb cake. And I am going to stamp them on the corner. I'm going to stamp one there. I've got a dimensional top here. I'll get that out of the way. You put your sentiments on the block and a start. Yeah, I think it's much by far the safest thing to do, I think. There we go. And let's do the top corner. When you're doing, stamping in the corners like this, always do your corner one first, right? And then you can decide what you're going to put. Okay, I will, and you enjoy it too, Catherine. Nice to see you. So always do your one in the corner first, and then you can decide how far down you want to come. And I think that's right. I might just do a little bit of the pokey outy bits in the top corners here. So. And I think all I'm going to do is I am going to add some colour. Now this will probably pick up some of the crumb cake, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just adding a little bit of sparkle to those flowers with my Wink of Stella. Very, very simple card. Just a bit of stamping. Oh, hello, Rosemary. Are you okay, Rosie? You're a bit late, I'm afraid. We're almost done. I've been playing with the paper pumpkin kit, which is one of the special paper pumpkins that's global. And I've never had a paper pumpkin kit before. They don't they're not global all the time. And it's a kit that has been designed so you can make 8 cards. But as always, we crafters can get far more out of a kit than just 8. So I've actually made 4 cards this afternoon, and this is the last one I'm going to do because, what do you think, girls? Shall I put a little bit of red? Shall I put some little red dots on? I think it needs a bit of colour to it. Let's put a bit of red on. It's getting a bit. I'm going to try my new lights. Let's. There you go. Look, my new lights. That's better, isn't it? You can see what I'm doing. Or perhaps I should turn them off again. There we go. Add some little red dots. That makes it pop. How are you, Rosie? Are you okay? There we go. Oh, what's the weather like where you are? It's turning yucky here. The rain is coming down. There we go. I managed to smudge that red bit up there. So there we go. There's our card front. Bring in my base. And that's going to go on there, like so. Can you see I smudged that a bit there? I was a bit too keen. Right. What I'm going to do is I am going to put some, let that dry a bit hopefully. I'm going to put some glue on my base card. Okay. And then I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to avoid the red bits if I can. There we go. There we go. A very simple card. Should I put a bow on it? Let's put a bow on it. Do a bow. final bow, girls. Final bow. There we go. Little bow. Get a glue dot. Roll it into a ball. And where did that go? Oh, I don't know where that went. Roll it into a little ball. Okay. Oh good, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad you're enjoying this afternoon. Do you know, I might put that up there. Shall I put that up there? Why not? I can pop it in that corner. That'll hide that smudgy bit then. I can always cut the I can cut those a bit smaller. Disguise that smudge. Got to be a bit inventive when you're a crafter, haven't you? Right, so let me just clear the decks a bit, and I will show you the cards that we've made this afternoon. Now, don't forget, starting the 23rd, which I think is Tuesday, at 11 o'clock, there is the sale, 10% off lots and lots of items in the annual catalogue. Now, if you pop over to my blog, which is www.thelaptraycrafter.co.uk, there is a blog post that talks about the sale, and on that blog post I have actually put the list of things that are not included. I mean, there are some things that are not included, obviously. Alright, I mean, we're not always going to get our own way and have everything, but there is an awful lot that is in there. The designer series papers, the most of those are in there. We've got stamp sets. We've got what else have we got? I've got a feeling, is the trimmer in there? And as I say, this paper pumpkin kit is in the sale. So as I said, normally it would cost £20, and it's all inclusive, so you get all the die cuts, you get a stamp set, you get a little ink spot, and you've got everything to make 8 cards. But if you've got a crafty stash of your own at home, you could make it go an awful lot further. And I will do another blog post, and I will give you a picture of all of the cards that I've made, because I reckon I've now made 20 out of that one kit. All right, so I think the £20 is well worth it, really do. So if you've got any questions, girls, just private message me or something, and I will get back to you, and I'll be able to answer any questions you might have. And if you'd like a paper pumpkin kit, I will also drop a link to my shop so that you can order it. Or if you'd like me to order it, give me a ring or give me a shout, and I'll place the order for you. I'll need to talk to you to get your details, and we can sort it out, I'm sure. So thank you all very much. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Okay, Pam, I look forward to getting the moose cutouts. So bye everybody, and those of you that are watching the rugby, it will be starting soon. So get yourself ready. Bye.